Welcome to Sunday edition of Sakkara 45. Speaker today is the lovely Linda Westman.
Hmm. Thank you. What a beautiful gift to be part of the Temple of Sakkara and Mary's Hardy, one of the people receiving her love and wisdom and discipline, and because I learned a lot from her. I want to share some tools with you and some experiences I've had as a chiropractor over 35 years, learning that the brain working, the two sides of the brain working together allowed people to get beyond the traumas, the mental, emotional things that cause their physical pain. And I'm a great example of that. I when I retired. So then when I was thinking, I've got to do something, I wanted to share what I've learned all my life. I've been wanting to write a book about what I've shared. Well, I finally found someone to help me do it. I gave her the money, and now when it's close to being published, I'm going, whoa, no. Uh, Thank you. There's such an emotion of, oh, I don't know, it's not good enough, all of those old things. And I just want to share with you who have had your own personal experiences, big aha moments. I want to now say that help is at hand to get through the bumps. You know, as we come together in groups and create friendship groups around us to support us get beyond those hesitations, which are natural. And that's what we're talking about today. Where do those hesitations, those old limiting beliefs come from? Well, we know it's what we learned before we're 7 years old, all that programming that goes right in without any evaluation. And I will tell you now 3 examples of that. One was, and it's not just in childhood, it can be later, but this one, I asked the body, unconscious mind of my client who was afraid of heights. When she was in Boston, her partner was driving, and she was cowering down, really frightened, going over a bridge. I mean, her body was just shaking. And um, we asked her body, just simply asked the unconscious mind, dowsing. Dowsing is such a gift. So when was the first time you had an issue with heights? Okay, was it this lifetime? Yes. And I get against it. Well, it's strong. Some people are different. And was it after you were born? No, it was before birth. Was it the first trimester? Yes. Was it the first month? No. Was it the second month? No. Was it the third month? Yes. So I asked her, do you know anything about your mom's pregnancy with you? And she said, no. And then as I was working on the shoulders and relaxing her body, because when the muscles are relaxed, bones fall into place. And the bone that is out of place is a tremendous indication for me, looking at Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Body. And the first time I used it, I said, oh, that's vertebrae number 7. And I said to the guy, this is what it relates to, this emotion of whatever it was. Oh, he said, that's exactly what's going on in my life. So that was a real confirmation that this was a tool that could help people get beyond the old beliefs that are limiting them, that can help them become back in the moment of now and operate out of what's needed now. What am I feeling now? So the person, when she was all relaxed, she said, oh, my aunt told me that when my mom had that pregnancy, she attempted to abort the pregnancy by jumping off the dining room table. Well, you know, a young girl, who knows what the situation was? She might have even been raped. I mean, by someone, whatever. So the issue in the tissues that had to be released is not so easy it's when you don't know what's going on. But you don't always have to know the exact thing that caused it. But the soul right now, it helps to know when, because that new soul floating around, and you know what people say, she might have designed that. She might have sat down there with the souls of her mother and said, well, this is what we're going to do because I need to learn this thing. This is going to do it. There's a book called The Little Soul and the Sun. And there's a lady, two little kids, a boy and a girl. And the boy is saying to Creator, I want to learn kindness. I'm ready to really get it down. And so his little friends, like they're two little, just beyond toddlers, sort of. All of a sudden, she says, no, she's really excited. I'm going to help you learn kindness. Let me help you. I'll come with you and help you learn kindness. And then in the next page, she's got this black shroud cape over her, and the background gets dark, and you know what's going to happen. She's going to bring in some of the less than positive energy so he can learn to be kind to someone who's less than kind. So that gave me an understanding. It's written like a child's book, but it's a big aha. So that gives you an idea too of how you might share things. Writing a child's book that actually teaches a principle that adults need, that can learn from, like me. It really sunk in. It was a powerful learning. I'm programming. Instead of, I didn't Now, you could delete a program and then reprogram yourself. But when you're making habits, it's nice to add a positive habit instead of trying to squish something. Because when you're going after that roach and you want to squish it, we don't think of taking roaches outside to help. But some people over in India, whatever that the deal is, that what you're trying to get rid of, because that's what happens when you squish something, it squeezes out like a balloon, a water balloon. It squeezes out all over. So that's what my brain does. And so, but the focus, as I focus on this, the whatever I don't want, what happens, right? That's what you get. And that simple little lesson, a lot of people, they kind of get all excited about, ooh, how bad they are. The anger, it's kind of exciting. Like I knew a couple who would fight periodically and then they'd have great sex afterwards. So it's kind of a catch-22. I saw that and I thought, well, that's what works for them at that time. And the anger is a real thing. I mean, it doesn't stop here. We learned yesterday, did you do your exercise of getting that energy flowing and putting it in your heart? Thank you so much. And raising your energy, because any thoughts are made more powerful by raising your own energy. And that's why if you have a team of people working with whatever it is you'd like to see this golden age looking like, and you have a group, that thought form is built. And if you apply more energy to the thought form of this, what you'd like your future to be on a daily basis or regularly, you're adding energy to the thought form. Some dowser friends used to create a thought form and send it over to their friend's house. And then the friend would dowse for their thought form. And he called his friend and he said, hey, I found it, because he's walking around his house with his dowsing rods. He said, yeah, it's right there on the mantle in front of my fireplace, at my fireplace. So the thought forms that the old stuff can be made, we pay less attention to it. When something comes up like, oh, I can't do that, I'm not good enough, you take your focus away. You don't comment on, that's bad, I have to stop doing that. No, you take away your attention so that it shrinks, I'm shrinking, it gets smaller and smaller. It's very challenging to start that habit. It's not, you know, so, but the easy way to flip into that habit is to do the brain integration. So there's an easy way to get the two sides of the brain, many ways, but the big, powerful one that many people use, that I used in my practice with people when they came in with difficulties, is the cook's, I learned it as a cook's hookup, but it's the hookup. So you put your fingers down. I shared this with a client, and you interlock your fingers. And some people easily do that. It's comfortable. Other people, it's more comfortable, leave it on their lap. And cross one leg ankle over the other ankle. And take a deep breath and place your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Oh, this is such a beautiful, peaceful thing that one of my clients said, wow, I got into a meditative state faster than I do with TM, his process with TM. He was amazed, and it delighted me because I knew I was doing something that was effective. And I'm going, good, I don't have to look for something else. Keep doing. And there's a second part. After taking a couple, 3 deep breaths, you put all the fingertips together, because that further gets the energy flowing from the right side to the left side. And just sit there. It's really effective. So whenever there's a stress point, but what happens when you're stressed? It's like, well, where's your focus? Well, it's on the problem. I mean, and then your solution. What can I, so you're thinking totally of the problem. So what I'm sharing right now is that the importance of establishing a habit of doing it. Now, when you're driving, you can't easily do this. So I do figure 8 with my eyes when it's, when you drive. I don't recommend this, but
only at red lights.
Yeah.
that's right. I do it at red lights. I have another thing about red lights when I have pain, which I will share after I finish the hookup. This brain integration can be accomplished by following a finger, moving your eyes in a figure 8, because you're connecting both sides of the brain when you move over. And it's recommended to go up through the center and down. I had clients do this too. They were lying face down. I was working on their back, and something was coming up, or to help relax a certain muscle. I knew it was related to a stressful thing, like growing beyond your parents' limitations. Some people write a script for this lifetime. I want to learn this and this and this and this. Bless their souls, and they usually make it through. I mean, if they decide to learn all these things, they usually have what it takes to get through it. It's kind of miraculous in my mind. So this is integrating the brain without having to do the whole thing. And you can find this hookup online, and you can call me too. I love it. And also, guess what? It's not in my book. So should I pull the book and add these things, or just publish it and then write another? Yeah, that's really the best thing. Thank you. And I'll ask for some help too, maybe. What am I? Oh, yeah. So she's encouraged my bullet points are Jesus was in this boat sleeping. He was sleeping, and his buddies were there freaking out because the winds were coming up. And I'm reminded of that, and I'm dropping that in right here, right now, because driving over here, I heard on the radio in North Dakota or Minnesota, right when I was passing through the border, 3 people on the lake, 3 fishermen were on the boat, and big winds came up that swamped their boat. I'm going, wow, right here in Minnesota. And they were able, the people were still with the boat, and they were able to go over to it and collect them, get them out and to safety. But it reminded me about Jesus being in the boat asleep, and the other ones are getting really worried. Here's the fear. Here's where you do get calm. Take your deep breath. And you see, when you do this with your tongue on the roof of your mouth, you get a habit. The breath is associated with relaxation, because when we're fearful, we hold our breath. So taking a deep breath at any time is locked in with this habit of the body relaxing. And when we're relaxed and we connect the 2 sides together, we're resourceful. Because if you're just determined to get away from the danger, the tigers, whatever in the primitive, then you don't have the resourcefulness of realizing that you can create. We are powerful creators. We create our own reality through our thoughts. And that's an example. My clients who have thoughts about their weight. I asked one lady, her body, unconscious mind, when was the first time you had had a belief about your body? And here again, it was not before birth. It was, no, it was before birth, not after birth. So it was before birth. Was it the first trimester? No. Second trimester? No. It was the 3rd trimester. So was it the 7th month? And it said, her body said, yes, yes, yes. So I asked, do you know or anything about your mom? You know what? She said, I said, is she heavy? She said, no. She was angry. No. And at that moment, I thought of this woman who was always aware of her figure, because with her having a good figure, she got what she wanted in life. It was important for her, who knows what reasons. So I had this awareness that she was looking and saw her belly growing the 7th month when the baby puts on some meat. And her body, she had a habit. She may not, I don't know if she knew she was pregnant. You think she must have known. But anyway, I knew that she probably went to the doctor, and the doctor went, whoa, the baby could die. You've got to gain weight. And that belief, or die, gain weight or die, gain weight or die. Because in talking with her, she says, I don't even eat much. She was angry. And really, she did a lot of all these things to drop weight, and she didn't. Guess why? Her body had the belief, the operating system, in order to be alive and survive this body, different from the soul. This body had to gain weight. Wow. So this anger, this energy of life fuels our beliefs. That's a really good reason to gain control, or to watch our emotions and be able to choose an emotion that supports our physical body, as well as the energy that we're putting out into the world, because we want a peaceful world. But what about what we're putting out? Are we putting out that peace and harmony and joy and love? So the guys in the boat were freaking out, and they said, Jesus, Yeshua, we could capsize. And he went like this. He calmed the waters, right? He used his power, that Christ within him. And I've seen friends here do it. I love watching our friend Gail when she's clearing energy that from, she sees something, her attention is there, or she goes by somebody who might be dragging a whole bunch of energy, anger, or what, and she'll just go like this, and you know it's the physical that reminds her of her intention. I'm moving out of this kind of energy that I went into somebody's room once, their their place they work, and I felt all this energy, woo, and I knew they had just been having a discussion that was fiery. It was so much energy. So I didn't know about this time of, I just was happy to be not in it. Yeah. But this motion can help remind us of our intention. And whenever I find something that I need, like a scrubber that Nancy makes to clean out my bathroom, when I love, yeah, her squeegees for the dishes. Because I lost it. I'm going, where are these? Somebody had helped me clean my bathroom. So when I find it, anytime I find something I want, I say, I have everything I need. I have everything I need. And that's an operating system. That's really nice. And and if you don't have something you thought, oh, it'd be nice to have a big towel right now, I realized I don't need it. That's why I brought these smaller towels, right? I don't need it. I mean, it really helps me to be calm and peaceful. And being in front of you and your big hearts made this speech so beautifully calm and peaceful. And of course, integrating the two brains, the two sides, the right and left, made me also right away. I mean, what a great way to start a speech. I ought to do it every time. Yes, because it really works. It's like I'm talking with my friend across the table. So to summarize this, and for the take home, is to establish your habits, these little habits, to put down some new programs and your other programs, instead of focusing and say, oh, I've got to get rid of that. Oh, that's preventing me from being all I can be and expressing my power. Start practicing little power things like your morning exercise. We heard exactly what it could look like 160 with air, inhale and blow out like the fire breath. When you wake up in the morning, I'm not supposed to have dairy, but the berries came with dairy, so, and it's a broken down thing. So you get your energy flowing, and yeah, and with the breath, 60 times. Well, you start, see, it's good. It clears out it's very effective. It gets your energy going so your body can do what it needs to do. And your thoughts get your energy going too. So you can do what you desire to do, which is enjoy your life. Your job is to enjoy your life. And when you're enjoying your life, you are radiating out love and light. And that's what I'm sending to you right now. And I'm open for any questions. Thank you. Hey. Yes, thank you.
Take a figure eight, and I think if you put it on its side, it's the symbol of infinity.
Of what? Infinity. The figure eight on its side, which is what we're doing, is the symbol of infinity. And you're right. So now it's easy to remember how to integrate my brain and move out of fear and into a resourceful state. I have all the resources of the universe at my fingertips when I move into that soul level. out of the physical body survival ego level. We're talking, and I used to make the ego the bad guy, but I was putting my attention on limitations. So I'm not doing that anymore. I'm focusing on the Christ that's returning as the Christ within each one of us becomes operative. And having gatherings like this, I'm so thankful, so much gratitude for the people who put the time, the amount of time and effort into this, and for us who put our effort into getting here too. Yes, it's a beautiful thing for each of us and for the world, because it's a big, a new way to look at shots. It's a big shot in the arm of all of the energy that is to have a group like this send out our light together. As we said, the thought form gets more and more powerful as you add some more energy to it by thinking of it and feeling the gratitude for this energy going out into the world. Just got an extra boost. Gratitude that we're together, we're still together, and we're sending out more. And we've heard stories about how that was picked up by the military, you know. So then you know, oh, we really are doing something. If you didn't already see the effect, the research shows the crime rate goes down when people are thinking of that. Yeah, there's a big book, this big, that I wanted to be able to prove that this works. But I don't need to do that with you guys. You know, you've experienced it in your life. You've had exactly the kind of pants, the size and the colors your son requested show up in the middle of the road where you're driving, right? We've experienced those kinds of things. Thank you for that. I love that story. And when we get together and share those stories, it really empowers our knowing that the Christ within us can create whatever our delight is. And those old programs of, oh, you're too small, that we get when we're 2 months old, 2 years old, we feel that we have no power. So that's the program. We don't have to try to squish it. We just focus on little things, creating little things. Every morning, this is to add to your morning exercise program, energy program, relaxing into and seeing the day work out exactly the way you like it to be. Each meeting, you see the outcome. Both people are smiling and happy. And your dinner, your lunch are food that makes your body feel more energized as opposed to tired afterwards. It might tantalize your taste buds with all the chemicals, but afterwards, how do you feel? How do you feel an hour later? So in the morning, you think of all the things you're doing. You start small, and but it goes faster, and see the positive outcome. And you are pre-programming. It's very powerful. It's a delight to share this. And now I know what I need to write about in my next book. Thank you. I don't need to do